Nokia was once a giant. It ruled the mobile phone world. From the late 1990s to the mid-2000s, Nokia was the king. Its phones were everywhere. People loved their durability, they loved their long battery life. The Nokia 3310 became an icon. It was known for its indestructibility. Nokia's success wasn't just about hardware. The company had a keen understanding of the global market. It offered a phone for everyone. From basic models to high-end devices, Nokia had it all. Its global network was vast. This ensured that Nokia phones were available everywhere. The company seemed unstoppable, but the winds of change were blowing. The tech world was on the cusp of a revolution. A new era was about to dawn. Little did Nokia know its reign was about to end. The year was 2007. The world would never be the same. In January 2007, Steve Jobs took the stage. He held a device that would change everything. It was the iPhone. The iPhone wasn't just a phone, it was a revolution. It was a powerful computer in your pocket. It had a sleek design. It boasted a revolutionary touch screen. The iPhone was more than just hardware, it was an ecosystem. The App Store launched later that year. It offered a universe of apps. This changed how we communicate. It changed how we consume information. It changed how we live. Nokia dismissed the iPhone. They saw it as a niche product. They thought it was too expensive. They believed their dominance was secure. They were wrong. The iPhone was a game changer. It was the beginning of the end for Nokia's reign.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. And Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world. In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry. Well, today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls. The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, 3 things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is. No. Actually, here it is, but we're going to leave it there for now. So, before we get into it, let me talk about a category of things. The most advanced phones are called smartphones, so they say. And they typically combine a phone plus some email capability, plus they say it's the internet, sort of the baby internet, into one device, and they all have these plastic little keyboards on them. And the problem is that they're not so smart and they're not so easy to use. So if you kind of make a Business School 101 graph of the smart axis and the easy to use axis, phones, regular cell phones are kind of right there. They're not so smart and they're not so easy to use. But smartphones are definitely a little smarter, but they actually are harder to use. They're really complicated. Just for the basic stuff, people have a hard time figuring out how to use them. Well, we don't want to do either one of these things. What we want to do is make a leapfrog product that is way smarter than any mobile device has ever been and super easy to use. This is what iPhone is. Okay? So, we're going to reinvent the phone. Now, we're going to start with a revolutionary user interface. Is the result of years of research and development. And, of course, it's an interplay of hardware and software. Now, why do we need a revolutionary user interface? I mean, here's 4 smartphones, right? Motorola Q, the BlackBerry, Palm Treo, Nokia E62, the usual suspects. And what's wrong with their user interfaces? Well, the problem with them is really sort of in the bottom 40 there. It's this stuff right here. They all have these keyboards that are there whether you need them or not to be there. And they all have these control buttons that are fixed in plastic and are the same for every application. Well, every application wants a slightly different user interface, a slightly optimized set of buttons just for it. And what happens if you think of a great idea 6 months from now? You can't run around and add a button to these things. They're already shipped. So what do? It doesn't work because the buttons and the controls can't change. They can't change for each application, and they can't change down the road if you think of another great idea you want to add to this product. Well, how do you solve this? It turns out we have solved it. We solved it in computers 20 years ago. We solved it with a bitmap screen that could display anything we want, put any user interface up, and a pointing device. We solved it with the mouse, right? We solved this problem. So how are we going to take this to a mobile device? Well, what we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen. A giant screen. Now, how are we going to communicate this? We don't want to carry around a mouse, right? So what are we going to do? Oh, a stylus, right? We're going to use a stylus. No. No. Who wants a stylus? You have to get them and put them away and you lose them. Yuck. Nobody wants a stylus. So let's not use a stylus. We're going to use the best pointing device in the world. We're going to use a pointing device that we're all born with. We're born with 10 of them. We're going to use our fingers. We're going to touch this with our fingers. And we have invented a new technology called multi-touch, which is phenomenal. It works like magic. You don't need a stylus. It's far more accurate than any touch display that's ever been shipped. It ignores unintended touches. It's super smart. You can do multi-finger gestures on it. And boy, have we patented it. So, we've been very lucky to have brought a few revolutionary user interfaces to the market in our time. First was the mouse. The second was the click wheel. And now we're going to bring multi-touch to the market. And each of these revolutionary user interfaces has made possible a revolutionary product. The Mac, the iPod, and now the iPhone. So, a revolutionary user interface. We're going to build on top of that with software. Now, software on mobile phones is like baby software. It's not so powerful. And today, we're going to show you a software breakthrough. Software that...
Nokia's downfall was partly due to its own success. The company had become complacent. It had enjoyed years of dominance. It had become slow to innovate. Nokia didn't see the threat of the iPhone, or perhaps it chose to ignore it. Internal bureaucracy stifled innovation. Decision-making was slow. Nokia's corporate culture was resistant to change. By the time Nokia realized the gravity of the situation, it was too late. The iPhone had captured the hearts and minds of consumers. The once mighty Nokia was losing ground rapidly. Its market share dwindled with each passing quarter. The king was losing its grip on the throne. The iPhone had triggered a seismic shift in the mobile landscape. Nokia seemed powerless to stop it. One of Nokia's biggest mistakes was its adherence to Symbian. Symbian was Nokia's operating system. It had been successful in the past, but Symbian was outdated. It was clunky compared to the iPhone's iOS. Consumers were drawn to the iPhone's intuitive interface. The App Store was another blow to Symbian. It offered a vast library of apps. Symbian's app ecosystem was paltry in comparison. Developers flocked to iOS. They saw it as the future of mobile. Nokia tried to salvage Symbian. It released updates. It tried to make it more user-friendly, but it was too little, too late. Symbian was beyond saving. It had become a liability. It was dragging Nokia down. Section 5, a myriad of models, the perils of product diversity. Nokia's product strategy also played a role in its downfall. The company had a vast portfolio of phones. It released countless models. This approach led to confusion among consumers. It also created logistical nightmares for the company. In contrast, Apple focused on a single iconic product, the iPhone. This strategy allowed Apple to streamline its manufacturing. It also made it easier for consumers to understand the product line. Nokia's scattered product strategy only exacerbated its problems. This lack of focus diluted Nokia's brand. It made it difficult for the company to compete with Apple's clear and concise message. Consumers were drawn to the simplicity and elegance of the iPhone. Nokia's vast and confusing product line only alienated them further. Section 6. The Microsoft mishap, a partnership that failed to deliver.
Perhaps the finest example of that work. Our partnership has also yielded incredible growth. In fact, Windows Phone has grown over 78% in the last year and is now clearly the number 3 offering in the marketplace. And sales of Nokia Windows phones have gone from literally 0 2 years ago to 7.4 million units in the most recently reported quarter. Now's the time to build on this momentum and accelerate it further. In the months ahead, there's a lot of work and planning to do as we await for final approval. First and foremost, we will continue to build and ship phenomenal phones together that delight our shared customers around the globe. We'll also begin integration planning worldwide. Microsoft has always valued the major presence in many different countries. Today in Europe alone, we have more than 12,000 employees serving customers and doing groundbreaking research and development. We so look forward to welcoming the strong contingent that will join us here in Finland and in many other countries around the world. Finland will become the hub and the center for our phone R&D, and we're counting very much on the incredible talent and Nokia employees to be a key part of driving and propelling Microsoft forward. Today's announcement is a bold step into the future. For Microsoft, it's also a signature event in our transformation. We think this is win-win for employees, win-win for shareholders, and win-win for customers of both companies. Through our partnership, we've already accomplished so much. And yet clearly the opportunity ahead is remarkable, and I'm incredibly optimistic about what we can achieve together. Microsoft and Nokia devices and services, we're after it, we're energized, and we're excited to pursue our common dream of success and innovation in smartphones. Thank you.
Microsoft's Windows Phone operating system was seen as a potential rival to iOS and Android. The partnership aimed to create a third major player in the mobile OS market. However, the collaboration failed to deliver the desired results. Windows Phone struggled to gain traction. Developers were hesitant to create apps for the platform. Consumers remained loyal to iOS and Android. The partnership did little to revive Nokia's fortunes. By 2014, Nokia's mobile phone business was sold to Microsoft. The once mighty king of mobile phones was no more. It was a humbling fall from grace, but even in defeat there were valuable lessons to be learned. Section 7. Rising from the ashes, Nokia's reinvention. Nokia's story didn't end with its mobile phone business. The company underwent a remarkable transformation. It shifted its focus to telecommunications infrastructure. Nokia leveraged its expertise in networking to become a key player in the 5G revolution. Today, Nokia is a leading provider of network equipment and services. It helps connect people and devices around the world. The company has reinvented itself. It has found new life in the digital era, but it also highlights the importance of adaptability and innovation. Section 8. The importance of adaptability and innovation. Nokia's rise and fall offer valuable lessons for businesses. The most important takeaway is the importance of adaptability. The business world is constantly evolving. Companies that fail to adapt risk being left behind. Innovation is equally crucial. Businesses must constantly innovate to stay ahead of the curve. Nokia's failure to innovate allowed its competitors to overtake it. The company rested on its laurels for too long. Nokia's story is a cautionary tale. It shows what can happen when companies become complacent. It highlights the importance of staying ahead of the curve. Section 9. Nokia's legacy. A cautionary tale and a story of resilience. Nokia's legacy is complex. It's a tale of both triumph and failure. The company's early dominance in the mobile phone market is a testament to its engineering prowess and marketing acumen. However, its downfall serves as a stark reminder of the importance of adaptability and innovation. Despite its setbacks, Nokia's story is ultimately one of resilience. The company's ability to reinvent itself after such a significant setback is a testament to its underlying strength. Nokia's journey teaches us that even in the face of failure, there is always an opportunity for renewal. Nokia's story is a reminder that no company is too big to fail. It's a story that continues to resonate today, offering valuable lessons for businesses of all sizes.